Are we filming? Yes, we are. So welcome to another video. I'm going to keep this fairly short, but there is a longer, more detailed version for channel members available right now. However, let's go on to it. So what inspired me to make this video was the fact I was contacted by the Chief Executive Officer of a major engineering company, who told me, and I really appreciate that he enjoyed my videos relating to paper-based productivity. And he very, very kindly, in his feedback, he shared in some detail his workflow, his paper-based workflow. And I guess he's sort of in meetings and visiting suppliers and liaising with staff and engineers, and he's wandering around his engineering complex. And I'm imagining, and he told me he was using a mini-sized Filofax. I can't remember which one it was, but it's a mini-sized Filofax. And he uses pencil. He uses pencil predominantly, so that he can rub things out and rearrange things. But he's doing this many times a day, and that's all he's using, a pencil and a mini Filofax. And he was saying how useful for him personally that the mini size was. But then, and this is the thing that interests me, the notes he makes in his mini-sized binder, at when he gets the time, I imagine, once a day or a couple of times a day, he transposes those notes onto A4 paper. And what he does, he prints it out so that he can mark, I believe it's a whole week, on one page, and he can schedule and mark out what he can more clearly see his day. And the reason why I think that's important is because when you're writing notes in any sort of notebook, whether it be a Filofax or a spiral bound notebook, or something like, well, this isn't a Moleskine, but it's similar to a Moleskine. Whatever you do, it's very, very hard to see the overall picture. And I imagine, quite naturally, if you are a CEO, you have to always be able to see the overall picture. It's no good writing a note in here if you haven't got a way of expanding that and transposing that information so that you can see the overall picture. And what he does is gets a larger sheet of paper, an A4 piece of paper, and jots things down in chronological order so that he can see at a glance what's going on and what he needs to do. And I think it's such a simple thing. It's such a simple thing, being able to easily jot things down without necessarily having to get your phone out and press a few buttons and then start pressing your thumbs. It's so much faster, isn't it, for most of us to just open a notebook and write it down. But the important thing for this gentleman and me, and that's why it struck a chord, the important thing was the ability to have a system where you can, on a larger piece of paper, you can transfer, use the notes that you've made throughout the day to then work out your business strategy on paper. And I thought that was very, very powerful. So if you're watching, Klaus, thank you very much for the inspiration. I really enjoyed your detailed feedback, probably the longest one I've ever had. So thank you very much for that. And it has, I felt compelled to, I mean, I might mention it in a future podcast, but there's so much information there. It's very, very, it would take more than a podcast. I'd have to dedicate a full podcast to your comments. I mean, I might do that at some point, but in any event, at the moment, I thought I would share this methodology in its most basic form. It's more detailed than that. I thought I'd share that with you in this video. If you're interested in learning more, then I have a video on this subject for channel members, and the link is here. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.